When we talk about spiritual gifts, I wanted to sort of go over this a little bit. Now, some of this will be a bit of a review, but one of the things that we have been blessed with right at birth is that we have natural abilities right from the get go. And we have three main ones. There's actually four, but the fourth one doesn't come in until the other three is activated. So, what are they? Well, first of all, when we are in non-physical, when we are in non-physical sense, where in other words, we are in spirit form and we decide that we want to come into a body, that is the highest learning part that we have as humans. When we come into that physical environment, I mean, it's easy when you're in that non-physical and you're sort of in heaven because it's full of love. Everyone appreciates you. There's no judgment. There you can do, and the freedom is absolutely overwhelming. And then when we come down to this earth, it's the exact opposite. There's always control, people telling you what to do, and they're other than your closest family members, nobody really cares about you. And so when we go through that, we still have to learn those things. But the only reason that we decide that, okay, we're going to come into physical, okay, we're getting away from this beautiful sort of environment, is that we are given three natural spiritual gifts. These are gifts whether you are connecting to them or not. The first one is you always have a connection to heaven, always have a connection to your home base. Now, the biggest question we get there is, well, I don't feel anything. When I go into meditation, I fall asleep. I can't seem to connect. I'm not connected. So you are aware what your body is doing is trying to connect to an area that is already there. It's all around you. It's just because as soon as we go into, like if I go into a tuning session with somebody, the frequencies I use help the body take out some of the toxic thoughts and other things that are implanted in there so that we can connect to this higher source, this higher vibration. And inevitably, within 2 minutes, even the person that is very close minded will start seeing something, they'll start feeling something because it's your natural state. Okay? But you can do this on your own, just simply by closing your eyes and then connecting that way. We're going to go through a cool meditation that will amplify this. But in doing that, hooking up to heaven is that great thing. So anyway, the second one is that you have connection to the earth. Now, because you're in physical form, you do need that. You do need to be connected to the earth. We're going to be talking about that next week in that sense, and we'll get into more detail about it. But that is a natural connection you have to this earth because you came from the earth. When they say dust to dust, ashes to ashes, that kind of thing, it is all part of your physical body, and your physical body is geared for this planet. Okay, so that happens with you or not. The third thing is that you can send and receive love always, and anytime you can take away something that is painful, right away we smile. Nobody has to teach you how to be happy. Just take away the pain. You see what I mean? Like we never have to teach children how to laugh. We'll just take away whatever's bothering them, and the laughter is natural. We don't have to teach them how to. We might have to teach them how to share, but we just have this natural instinct to be helpful to others, and that's where a lot of the things are. So those are the three main ones that we are in. So today I want to talk about the first one, being connected to heaven. This is such a big thing. In one of the posts of Facebook, somebody had mentioned that they went into a store to buy a cross for their necklace. They had a bear necklace, and they just wanted to attach a cross to it. Now, I'm not trying to be religious here. But it's something that Spirit showed me, and then I saw the response. And so the person that wanted it, and he was looking at the showcase and saw one. He says, "I would like that one," and he points to it. And so the clerk comes over, sort of a younger person, and he says, "Oh, you mean the T?" And the guy goes, yeah, the T. We call it cross, but oh yeah, sure, let's call it a T. And then he was asking the guy, what's that for? And in other words, there was no sense of what the symbol of the cross is. Now again, I'm not bordering on trying to talk about religion. However, what Spirit wants to highlight there is if this person is only connected to their world, whatever that is, whether it's video games or whatever it is, they are just oblivious to anything else that's going on around them. It's not just the cross. You'll ask them many different things, and they won't have any idea of current events. They won't have, that kind of thing. And I was reading the response when this person said, I asked for the cross, and I said, no, with the T. And I'll read you just a little bit of it, if that would be okay. What I'll do here. The response was, it is a fact that God's light has been sadly lacking in many young adults, as that pure light of love has been replaced with artificial light, the device. Computers, phones, tablets, Apple Watches, etc., is their light for entertainment, information, connections to their own expressions, and what they want to say to the world. The cost of artificial light is not only the price of the device itself, but it is also the price of staying away from the most important aspect of your life. That's you. It is said that we carry one or more of these devices all the time, including taking it to the bathroom, which means that you are never alone, and you never have a chance to ponder and receive guidance from your higher source. Instead, many have been mesmerized by the device doing all the work of entertaining you, informing you of what is going on with the world, which is solely based on others that want you to think a certain way, watch a certain thing, and being able to listen to what they want you to listen to. The hidden messages from another source, the hidden message from another source is that Spirit, if it is not Spirit, it prefers you to be an obedient worker rather than a critical thinker. Critical thinkers are much more difficult to convince, especially those that have little sense what they're trying to convince you of, because they just want you to simply do it, regardless if it makes sense or not. It is the human rule at the moment. People that believe in the T are guided by a higher source. Those of you that believe in Spirit or the T go by how they feel inside. The T these days in our young people, on many occasions, have been replaced with the word tame, temperance, takeover, temper, trained, torment, take, taboo, time, as you have no time left over, tied, and toned down. These are all elements of control. However, since the beginning of human time, it has always been a treasure to treat ourselves as a tranquil transient, a free spirit, if you will, a spirit that is not tamed, but has a tremendous tenacity and true to themselves to keep the tribes safe within our species. It goes on to say other things, but that's the basics of it, is that when we are looking at connecting to a higher source, it is looking at those aspects of you that you are still trying to tap into. So many times when we are in uncertainty, we are always asking, what do I do next? What on earth do I do? It could be something that your kids are going through. I just had a client a couple of days ago that their child was being bullied in school and didn't know how to react. I mean, this kid is like 6 years old, and the bullying's already started. But as it was interesting, because as we were getting into the session, it seemed that whatever was happening in this person's work area, because she works at a company, also is being bullied. So it's interesting that a 6-year-old and a 46-year-old or a 40 or 36-year-old, whatever, either way, um, is going through the same aspect of how do I deal with it? When you don't know how to deal with it at work, you will have a hard time dealing with it in the kindergarten class, right? It's safe to say. So when we look at guidance of what to do, when we connect in that way, you will start getting messages of what you need to do. Part of the problem is that people are looking for one answer, one word, a phrase that will apply to millions of people. And I think that is a fantasy because the way different people will deal with a certain problem will be different depending on your background, on what you're ready to do. That's why we're wearing light blue today, because it is about expression. If somebody says something, if somebody does something, and you don't do anything, you have a hard time speaking, but you'll never have a hard time standing up for somebody else. If somebody were to say something to your mom or your dad, or a loved one, or even an elderly, like if I saw a video a few weeks ago where somebody was being cruel to an elderly person in a doctor's waiting room, and somebody stood up, and it was on video that he defended this person, leave this person alone, and so we defend other people, but how far do we go to defend ourselves? And that's usually there's a double standard because we tend to help and stand up for others more than we stand up for ourselves. And when we look at that aspect, what aspect of that energy is holding you back? Do you not want to offend somebody? Because they're offending you, but somehow you still want to be in that spiritual state. And that's why Spirit is saying, at times, if you are really connected and you're a good person, you will have a hard time because even though you might be upset with another person, you're still wanting to do it in the most diplomatic way possible. You have a certain set of standards, but the other person does not. But yet, because of your teaching or the way you are, you want to say it or do it in a certain way. And that is a really good way to do it in the sense that even at the point of anger, you still want to be able to be diplomatic and being able to be sort of firm yet kind about it. The worst thing is to have two people that have no standards whatsoever. The shouting just goes back and forth, and inevitably they're arguing about you took my napkin, and then it ends up being a brawl for something and they forget what they're arguing about. But when one person has that standard, there is no confrontation. And that is the thing that we probably want to shy away from most, is that how do we avoid confrontation? And all Spirit is saying in that way, no matter what it is, when you connect to Spirit, the answers are always there. Sometimes they'll say, be firm, and other times it'll say, you don't need to say anything. I remember as a kid when I was playing with other kids, and then we started to do things and get very loud. At some point, all my dad would have to do is just look at me a certain way, and I knew I was in trouble, right? No words were mentioned. You're just like, okay, enough, sort of thing. And I got it. I got it right away because you just get so many times. If somebody says something, by just a glare, they can see that you caught it. Your antennas are up, and they're just waiting for you. You want to go any further, sort of thing, and then a person then either has to repeat what they did, or oh, I'm sorry, did that offend you? I says, yeah, it kind of did. Very little words, very firm, but many people think that if anger is given to you, you have to send that same intensity back. And that's not the case. Most times when there is a diplomatic person, and I remember reading an article a number of years ago by it was the British that I think it was the British that tried to invade India, or there was one part, and they had armies, and India at that time really didn't have much. And one of the Buddhist, one of the spiritual people in that area had a talk with the commander, and anything that the commander said, we're just taking over this land. And within a very short time, his very calm talk, the whole army basically retreated because he said, yes, it went something like this. Yes, you can invade our town. It would be a very shallow victory, though. It would be just like an adult beating a 5-year-old in chess or something. The victory is there, but the glory isn't. I mean, if you really want to prove your worthiness or your strength, let's talk. If you can't do that, then you're not an army. That sort of thing, and turn the whole thing around. It almost made them look foolish, being able to, conquer a country that isn't armed, that wasn't going to fight back. It's easy to do that. So, but the guidance came with that person because that person connected to this higher level. And that is always what I hear. Whenever I connect to spirit, it's always calm. It's never a 911. So there is so much wisdom. There's so much that you can do there. It's only when you calm down and sort of get yourself composed. He says, okay, what should I do? And if you've already done it, okay, what could I have done? And then you can sort of adjust that, and you could learn from it. But those are the things that in terms of connecting to heaven that everything moves on. It is interesting that one of the most sought after things that we do is, what do I do next? And I still have several people that either email me, and I know they know the answer inside, and Spirit says, no, don't respond to them. One of them would say, is Spirit around me? Am I going to be okay? And these are people that have been doing spiritual work for several years. If someone just started, and they're fairly green, that's different. There's always that level that, yes, everything will be fine. Yes, Spirit is around you, and so I'll go even further. But when I know the answer, and I know that they know the answer, Spirit doesn't want to do the same. If you were to say, am I going to be okay in my job? And I said, well, what do you think? How does it feel for you? If I know that answer is inside of you, I want you to sort of tap into that same energy that I am in. Because I was getting a yes right away. How does it feel for you? I'm getting, yeah, I'm getting it's going to be pretty well okay. I just want validation. Okay, well, I could give you that validation, but then what that will teach you is that you're looking for validation from another human. And that I don't want. Even though I might be connected to Spirit and you're going to be getting a non-filtered, very clean, pure reading, it's still coming from a human. And the whole situation then, well, there's someone that looks like Tony. There's someone that is connected like Tony. Maybe he would know. In other words, I don't want you to look at what another human is telling you, even when I say that. How does it feel for you? So as I'm channeling what Spirit is trying to tell you, I want you to be the gyroscope, and I want you to see what he just said. How does it feel for me? And that gets that human element out, so you're not listening to anyone, but what is inside of you, or what is connected to you. That is where most of your spirit is. Okay? When we start looking at, and especially if you've been to several classes with all the sounds of the tuning forks, it has cleared away many of the of the obstacles, and I don't like to call them blocks. There are many of the sort of boulders that were in the way, and we started moving energy again. And you are already connected. You already have a sense of what it is. You just need validation. So look for the validation within you. And how does it feel? If it feels cold, like some people will feel temperature. Some people will feel. I had one the other day that every time the answer was a no, they'd start to feel nauseous. And they said, Tony, why am I feeling nauseous all the time? I says, well, is there a pattern? When do you feel nauseous? Well, when I ask a question about something and then I get nauseous after. I says, oh, okay, well, what would nauseous tell you? Well, that would tell me it wouldn't be that good. I says, okay, because that's what I'm getting from spirit. That is your heads and tails association. You know, when you're asking a question, like flipping a coin, heads or tails. Well, you have to assign it to something, right? Heads, it's yes. Tails, it's no, right? So this way you have an idea. So even the yes or no answers are highly valued. And if you've done Reiki, if you've done any kind of energy work, you'll always get some form of validation in one of your five senses that you already have in human. So whether you will hear it, some people are auditory. Many people will feel. They'll get shivers down their back, or they'll get goosebumps, or they'll get hot. And sometimes, you know, in the rare occasion, I had this one lady, and it was years ago, that when she asked a question, she said what the answer was, but it wasn't her talking. It was even a different tone coming out of her. And the first time I saw that, I says, "Hey, let's hear that again. I want you to ask another question. Don't tell me what the question is. Just ask a question in your head, and then the response that can be out loud. All right." And so she asked the question in her head, and right away she gave the answer and all that. I said, "What was the question?" And when we went back and forth, then we determined it was her heart talking. Again, very rare. That's a very high advanced level when you're conscious and your heart is talking right after you ask a question. All right, that's beautiful. If you get to that level, then that's great. But some of the more subtle ones are, just the shakes and the temperature and things like that. These are all validations, and that should be as important as another person saying, yes, you are going to be doing well in your job, or I think it's time for you to move on with your job because the promotion's not there and you're not being valued. So, it might be a time to maybe start looking for another position, sort of thing. But you'll feel that, and that's where Spirit wants you to be. After this class is over, all the spirits, all the energies that are around you are still with you, and so those are the ones that I want you to be connected to. Right now, I'm clearing a lot of the energies that are that all of you have, and it's all energies that you are not needing anyway. In other words, many of you may have what we call a plastic bag at the end of the laneway, and that's where other other people will come around, pick up this bag, and take it away. I have that every week, and I'm so amazed that they take away all my garbage. This is stuff that I don't need. And so those are the things. So I don't go inside to take anything. It's just anything left on the curb. It's open season. All right? So when we do that, just to prepare you for the meditation. So in this meditation, we're going to do something different, because I always want to try and give you a different technique, another way to do something, because that way if one technique that doesn't work, when I talked about connecting to heaven, when I you use it as a plug, you pretend you have a plug, and instead of plugging it into an outlet, you plug it up to heaven. That works for some. For some, it does not. So we're going to give you something different. Okay, so we're going to try this. When the music starts, I want you to feel like you're going down a hallway. So you're in a bright room. So that would be this world, okay, and in this sense. And you're trying to connect to spirit. You're trying to connect to this higher level. and you're looking down a hallway and it's dark. So you're walking down this hallway, then the door behind you shuts. Now you're in complete darkness. There's no sound, no light, complete darkness. What do you do in those cases? Do you start running? What is the natural thing you do when you're in total darkness? You just sit still. I don't know anybody that starts running, and you don't know where your direction you're going. And so, but what happens is when you are still, your antennas go up. They say that in the dark, your hearing amplifies 2.5 times more when you're in scan mode. Your eyes do the same thing in the dark. When you close your eyes, you right away you go into scan mode. You actually become sort of a pseudo psychic person that anything and anything, regardless of if it takes up space. When you can walk into a dark room and you just feel there's 30 people ready to jump up and say happy birthday. You can feel like that they're all quiet. You don't hear a thing, but you know something's there. That's your sort of your spider tingling sort of thing, and it's that sense that you're looking not from what you see, because that can be deceived, and not only from what you hear, because that can be deceived and what people will tell you, but what you feel, and then that scanning goes out in this complete darkness. And then what I want you to do is very slowly take one step in front of the other in just baby steps, and you got your hands out. Then you'll hear laughter, some very subtle laughters, and in the distance you'll see under the door on the other side, under the door, there's a little bit of light shining through. And I want you to walk through and walk towards that light under the door. And as you're getting closer to this door, the sounds start to amplify. It gets louder, and the laughter's there. And then when you get there, you feel where the door handle is, and you open the door, and it's all of your friends, all of your family members that either have passed or they're celebrating, waiting for you to come, waiting for you to reunite to them. They've got scotch. They've got all the drinks ready for you. They're singing. They're celebrating with you that you made it, because they met you halfway, and you did the other half. And you're in that room. And so in that room, in that environment, I want you to ask somebody that you feel drawn to, what do I need to do in this situation? Like if you're going through a certain situation, what do I need to know at this time? It could be something like, no, you're doing great. Or and so whatever you get at that time, if somebody says, okay, we need to talk, then that imaginary thing, that environment, just go with it as if it is actually happening, and they will relay to you maybe a portion of what you need to know. All right? Any questions? So it's a celebration there, but it's in complete darkness, and I just want your sensory perceptions to amplify, because when you're in the dark, no matter how old you are, whether you're 5 or 85, you have this ability that when you're in complete darkness and you just stand still, that you start feeling things. And then I just walk towards the light. Okay? Now, we're not going to play the one we did last week, because that is more of an earthbound thing. This is a higher vibration. And we're going to go back to the Ho'oponopono meditation. It's about 20 minutes. Okay? And I want you to take a nice deep breath. We've also chosen this beautiful light green one that Tanis is wearing. I love that color, by the way, Tanis. It's a beautiful turquoisey light blue, because that is the Hawaiian beach. That's what it looks like. And from the air, it's this beautiful coastal waters, this nice light blue surrounding areas. And so once you take a nice deep breath, breathe in the color light blue and have it go through your system. And when you exhale light blue. And some people will see little bits of gray or black in that exhale. If you don't, see if if you feel any shivers, and just use your body as an antenna. Okay? Let's see where this goes. All right. Okay. Let me just. Okay. We'll see you in about 20 minutes, guys. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Slowly come out of the state that you're in. Say your goodbyes. If you're still in this room, give everybody a hug. Tell them you'll be back. Make a mental note of any messages you got, how it felt, any reassurances you got that you're on the right track, or what changes you can make. Say your goodbye. And this time, when you go back, you can leave the door open that will shine the light to the next door to bring you back to this earth. And once you come back, you're back in the room. Take a couple of deep breaths. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes.